Welcome students to the chapter number 4 of Engineering Materials, Heat Treatment of Steels, Part 2. The various heat treatment processes are annealing, normalizing, hardening, tempering, mud tempering, and austempering. The two main annealing processes are full annealing or annealing and process annealing or subcritical annealing. Annealing or full annealing. This process consists of heating the steel 30 to 50 degrees centigrade above upper critical point in the diagram GS line for hypoeutectored steel and 50 degrees centigrade above lower critical point in the diagram CSK line for hypereutectored steel. Now holding the steel at this temperature for sufficient period of time, that is 3 to 4 minutes for each millimeter thickness of the metal, and finally cooling the heated steel very slowly in the heat treatment furnace with the source of heat remove. Cooling may also be done by placing the heated parts under a non-conducting material such as sand or lime or ash. The advantages of this process are: soften a hard piece of metal, to improve the ductility and machinability of steel, to remove internal stresses set up in the steel due to previous hot or cold working on it, to refine the grain size. And the limitation of this process are: cooling process of annealing is relatively slow and which is limited in the furnace only. In that process, the holding time of the steel is high. By this process, generation of fine pearlite structure of steel is not possible. The process is applied in steels to soften them for easy machining on cold working. Due to slow cooling process, this process is not applied to generate the hard structure on steel. Applications are bolts and nuts, shafts, end of metal stamp sets, cutting saw blades, surgical instruments, fixture elements. Process or subcritical annealing. The process involves heating the steel below lower critical point, usually 500 degrees centigrade to 700 degrees centigrade, both for hypo and hypereutected steel. Holding the steel at this temperature for sufficient period of time. Finally cooling the heated steel slowly in still air. The advantages of this process are: the process increases ductility and plasticity. It improves the shock resistance. It reduces the hardness and tensile strength. It improves machinability and percentage elongation and also reduction in area. The limitations of process or subcritical annealing are: it is not applicable for high temperature annealing. The process cannot be done very fast. It is only applicable for subcritical annealing. The applications involve commonly used in sheet and wear industries. It is used for relieving the internal stresses previously set up on the metal and also for increasing the machinability of steel. Normalizing. The process consists of heating the steel 40 to 50 degrees centigrade above upper critical point, that is GS line in the diagram for hypoeutectoid steel, and 40 to 50 degrees centigrade above upper critical point, that is AC line for hypereutectoid steel. Holding the steel at this temperature for about 15 minutes and finally cooling the heated part of steel in the air. The advantages related to normalizing are: internal stresses are removed which are set up in the steel due to previous hot or cold working on it. The grain size are refined, so the brittleness is reduced. Machinability improved. The dislocations removed which are caused in the steel during the hot working on it. The limitations of normalizing are: the cooling process is done only in steel air. The process is applicable only after annealing. It differs from full annealing in that the rate of cooling is more rapid and there is no extended soaking period. The type of structure obtained by normalizing depend largely on the thickness of cross section, which will affect the rate of cooling. The thin sections will give a much finer grain than the thick sections. The applications are: it is frequently applied for casting and forgings, etc. The alloy steels can also be normalized, but they should be held for at least 2 hours at a specified temperature and then can cool in the furnace. Hardening. The process consists of heating the steel part 30 to 50 degrees centigrade above upper critical point, that is GS line in the diagram, for hypoeutectoid steel, and 30 to 50 degrees centigrade above upper critical point, that is PSK line in the diagram for hypereutected steel. Holding the steel at this temperature for sufficient period of time to ensure the thorough penetration of heat into the steel to be hardened, and finally quenching, that is very rapid cooling the steel in water or oil or brine solution. The hardness produced in the steel is due to the formation of martensite when the steel is cooled very rapidly. The advantages of this process are: the hardness is increased so that the steel piece can resist wear. It enables the steel to cut other metal. The magnetic properties are improved for converting the steel into permanent magnet. The limitations of the process are: it is only suitable for rapid cooling. The quenching temperature is one of the important factors for controlling the degree of hardness produced in the steel. The applications involve hacksaw blade, lathe bed, gauges and measuring instruments, cutting tool. Now, the part 2 of heat treatment of steel is completed. We'll be back with part 3 very soon. Thank you for listening the lecture.